ran out of money, we ain't got no more.
God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for
That, of course, was "Oh Canada," performed by Skylar Cole. We'll be back in just a moment. Get ready, everyone, for Tuesday afternoon NBA action on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. And joining us on the sidelines, another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. DA, take it away.
Well, thank you very much. Now, the NBA has accepted that this is an era of player movement. Commissioner Adam Silver says the data shows that superstars moving isn't necessarily a bad thing because it allows situations to change. Teams that may not be in a competitive position hope that they can sign one of those players. And as we know, Kevin, hope springs eternal.
It always does. It keeps the fans involved and looking for more. David, thanks. And now the Lakers starting group. They've got Anthony Davis, Jared Vanderbilt out there with LeBron James. Then it's Russell. And it's Reeves in at the 2. And for Toronto, the forwards are Barnes and Siakam. Anunoby out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Pirtle in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And Doris, the quickness both of these teams possess should make this an interesting game. We could see a lot of transition play.
Neither of these teams is going to be under duress of the shot clock. I am curious to find out which team not only plays quickly, but does so without turning it over. That maximizes their possession. That team, I think, has a real shot of winning this basketball game.
Now, here is Russell. And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel. And here is VanVleet. Here's the pass to Siakam. Anunoby with it. 6 on the shot clock. VanVleet up top. He's guarded by Russell. VanVleet can't get it to go.
The Raptors are only a few years removed from its championship in 2019. Boy, a lot has changed since then.
Now, here is Russell. Davis setting the pick for Russell. Knocks down the 3-ball.
Well, it's important that D'Angelo Russell keep making shots from deep. This is an aspect of his game he's starting to sharpen.
Here's VanVleet. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. Fires at the elbow. Anthony Davis grabs the miss. A lot of change. Toronto is without some of the key pieces from that title team, and it wasn't that long ago. But, Greg, they haven't had to go through a full rebuild. There are some remaining parts.
Listen, the talent they have is still undeniable, and they've got a good mix of young up-and-comers and players in the prime of their career. And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
And I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Here's Siakam. Kicks it out to VanVleet. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
Now, Fred VanVleet, never afraid to mix it up, able to take contact and get the shot off anyway.
And that outstanding drive and finish brought to you by Mobile One.
And the awareness of his footwork and body on that drive. Wow.
Here's Reeves. Davis with a screen on Barnes. And there's a whistle. That goes on Scotty Barnes. That is his first foul of the game.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
And the Raptors with some changes. Achua, he's checked in for Purdy. Young comes in for Pascal Siakam. And Trent subbed in for OG Anunoby. And here is Los Angeles now. Now Schroeder. The shot's good from Vanderbilt.
Sometimes a player is born with a passer's mindset. He deals it with conviction.
Toronto, they've gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Here's Trent. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. Lakers leading by 5. Beasley outside. Schroeder, left side. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Well, when Dennis Schroeder is in attack mode, he is skilled enough to get the defense to overcommit.
Lakers shooting their first free throws of the game.
At the line for 2.
First one falls for him.
You know, I think one of the important things for Dennis Schroeder is to keep trying to become more and more efficient. Let his offense come naturally and improve as a distributor.
Schroeder hits them both.
Well, this guy has multiple ways to get to the free throw line, and boy, has his stroke been on the money.
VanVleet deciding where to go with it. From deep, Trent. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so it's Los Angeles heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. We come back right after this. And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And taking a look at the Lakers' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing in the game?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
I think across the board, a number of guys who've done a great job guarding multiple positions.
And different games, different officials. Something that might be called a foul in one game, Greg, may not be called in the next. As a player, how do you adjust to that?
It's a great question, and that's part of being a veteran. I learned early on, you actually scout officials the same way you scout the players. They have tendencies as well.
VanVleet in the backcourt. Trent Jr. to his side. Underneath in the post, it's Siakam and Achua. And it's Barnes, and it's small forward. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto. And looking back on that Toronto run, Pascal Siakam, Doris, was a big piece to that puzzle.
There's no question about it. They allowed that young man to flourish in transition. He was a tremendous defender for the group. He was a big-time part of that title.
He's off on the first.
And you watch the way that Siakam plays. It can get you in the open court or in half-court sets. Great forward who gives you a little bit of everything.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. Reeves is checked in, and D'Angelo Russell subbed in for Dennis Schroeder. And he's good on the second. And for Siakam, Greg, he almost epitomizes the modern forward.
And that's not to say he's the best forward, but he displays all the skills you now expect from that position. Solid player who any team would love to have.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
And he'll be shooting his first free throw of the game here.
Austin Reeves. one shot.
Right, here's a classic NBA question. Who's been the best franchise in league history? Celtics or the Lakers?
Come on, Kevin. You are putting me on the spot. But I'd go with the Lakers. More superstars over the years. And I think that 2000s run with Kobe and company, that put them ahead in my estimation.
And so James will bring it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9. And they pick up 2.
A monster down low. LeBron James, the rare package of skill, size, and athleticism.
Barnes outside. Siakam against Hachimura. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
That's his second.
Guys, I've got to say, one of the things I love the most about the Toronto Raptors, how special their fan base is. Really, when you think about it, Canada much more associated with the great sport of hockey, but they love professional basketball.
First free throw is good. Oh, you're right. This fan base here in Toronto is terrific and certainly gets excited to cheer on their Raptors. They love them.
They do, and their theme is, quote, "We the North." You can truly tell how much these fans love the Raptors. Remember the scene in Jurassic Park outside the stadium, that special area when the finals were going on in 2019. It was pure pandemonium.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks very much. The Lakers are, of course, one of the league's storied franchises. Magic Johnson was asked recently if they have the best all-time collection of players. He says it's not even close. Outside of Bill, we have all the dominant closers. Kobe, Jerry, LeBron now, Worthy. Come on now, it's just too many Lakers. Kevin, back to you.
Well, he's got a point, David, and we thank you for your report. Now here's Davis, following the miss by Scotty Barnes.
Well, we didn't see the same kind of control we're used to seeing from him. This guy is usually a tremendous finisher.
Birtle sets the pick for Barnes. Shot clock at 3. Three-pointer. A rebound by the Lakers. Reeves the pass to James. Pass to Davis. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Boy, I'm not sure we've ever seen a passer better than LeBron James, always able to keep the whole team involved.
Now, here's Siakam. There's 18 seconds left in the first half. Pass to Barnes. He dishes it to Birtle. Second shot opportunity. Barnes can't get it to go. And so it's Los Angeles sitting with a comfortable lead up by 14. And their ability to get points in the paint has made all the difference in this one. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Here with Nick Nurse. Coach, the efficiency wasn't there in the first half. What adjustments do you need to make?
I thought we got pretty good shots, and if we're not going to score, it makes getting our defense set up difficult. So you got to keep shooting them. Hopefully start making some of them.
You can't score until you shoot, Coach. Thanks. Back to you.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway. with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. So the Lakers 5 right now. They've got LeBron James. Anthony Davis is out there with Jared Vanderbilt. Then it's Russell. And it's Reeves in at the 2 spot. Siakam misses. Lakers leading by 14. LeBron kicks to Davis. Floats it up for James. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
That's a vicious assault on the rim by LeBron. Incredibly accomplished dunker who's still got plenty of bounce in his step.
Now here's Barnes. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Passes to Anunoby. On the wing, Barnes. Covered by LeBron. The shot, no good. And here's James. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. 16-point lead. It's so hard, isn't it, Doris, to define Scotty Barnes' position? Point forward would probably, I guess that'd be correct.
I guess, Kev, and it almost doesn't matter, right? Because what we know about Scotty Barnes is he's got big-time talent. He can make plays, he can get downhill, he can rebound and run with the basketball in his hand. And think about it. He is a guy still with so much upside. Imagine when he locks in completely and understands the NBA game. Sky's the limit.
Now Russell. Following the miss by Fred VanVleet from deep. Davis gets a wide-open look. Good, and it's Russell picking up the assist. Davis has got 6 points.
Boy, this guy's such an instinctive passer. D'Angelo Russell could average double-digit assists if he wanted to.
So timeout called here, the first for the Raptors. .121 left to play here in the third.
And this Lakers squad has a ton of talent, but some guys are well past their prime.
With a short break in the action gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Thanks very much, Kevin. Not that long ago, of course, the analytical team shot way more three-pointers, and they found a temporary edge. But now every team shoots a lot of threes, and it's more about personnel. When it's a superstar shooting the ball, that mid-range jumper can be very efficient. Guys?
And DA, we see it all the time. Brandon Ingram with the New Orleans Pelicans. KD. The two players in Phoenix with Chris Paul and Devin Booker. DeRozan in Chicago. They'll hit those all day long. David, thank you. And that one is good by Beasley.
Boy, he saw the pass coming, and Beasley was shot ready on the catch.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. And the pass to Trent. Now, Anunoby. And again, Toronto, no luck. Here's Schroeder. Bamba, a screen on Van Vliet from 15 feet away. And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers with a 21-point lead to end the quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. Back to the action in just a minute. And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Here's James. Van Vliet in the backcourt. Trent Jr. to his side. Scotty Barnes is out there with Chris Boucher. And it's Achua in at the 5, roaming the paint. So that's the 5 in the game for Toronto.
Boy, if Boucher is nearby, I'd be hearing footsteps if I was a shooter. This guy can erase some shots with that length.
Clock is at 3. Schroeder. And they have their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but they still come up empty. To the middle. Here's Van Vliet. Basket is good. The assist from Barnes.
That's about reading the floor. Hits his man right where he wanted it.
James with it. Pass to Beasley. Lots of room. Yep, that one goes.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flame.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
The son of an NBA vet, Gary Trent Jr.'s game is very different than his dad's.
Well, obviously, Gary Sr. had more size and therefore was a post player in a different generation. The younger Mr. Trent, an excellent shooter from deep. Pretty much the opposite style of play.
The free throw drops for Trent. Greg, when you look at Toronto, they have a lot of length and defensive switchability.
They swarm opposing stars and tend to make it very difficult in those passing lanes. So a great profile for a modern NBA defense.
Jakob Poeltl's check in for Achua. Trent hits them both.
What you love about Gary Trent Jr., guys, is here's a guy who not only excels from the three-point line. Yes, he's a consistent guy stretching the floor, but his fearlessness, his willing to take big shots in tight spots, that is something to behold.
LeBron, good.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
To me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
Here's Trent. Following the basket by LeBron James. Now here's Van Vliet. Boucher with a screen on Russell. Van Vliet can't get it to go.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Lakers.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And, you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Anthony Davis.
Boy, whatever was needed, he provided it. He was the jack of all trades. Big bucket on one end, big defensive play on the other. I thought his influence was felt all over the floor.
And with the struggles AD has had to stay healthy, and you wonder, though, if the team's going to focus on having him be at his best for that postseason run and try to manage the wear and tear.
Trent goes in. And Davis pulls it down. For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Beasley, the pass to Schroeder. Kicks it out to Beasley. Drills it from outside.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
No question. They've gotten hot at exactly the right time. Clutch play on a team level.
Now here's Flynn. Pass to Boucher. Looking to end the run. He doesn't hit that one. So the Lakers will take it the other way. Schroeder against Boucher. It's Davis on the wing. And no good. Trent outside. So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much. LeBron, when you know AD is behind you, how does that help you defensively?
You can stay home. You can allow him to play one-on-one versus a guard versus a big, and you can stay home and be able to box out and get rebounds because he's that good.
It's quite a 1-2 punch, man. Congrats on the win. Back to you.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And now, we present the New Balance Player of the Game, Anthony Davis.